It's summer. In the summer, people go places. People go places also in the winter. But it's very interesting how people, or what's the choices that people make to go places. So people will go to the Bahamas, will go to the islands, will go to Palermo in Italy, will go to Greece, will go all these places. I don't hear a lot of people going to Israel. Well, what's wrong with Israel? It's hot there. Okay, you think it's not hot in Europe? There's a reason for it. Well, it's the same reason that people choose to do the wrong thing rather than the right thing. There is a reason why, for example, people would rather go to a party than to come to yeshiva to learn. And allow me to explain to you. By the way, this shiur is dedicated to our dear friend Mike Singer. Thank you for your support, Mike. And George. And Karen. And everybody else that helps us. If we're going to categorize all these things, you can't stop from thinking that it really is just like the Ari says. Everything is either Kedusha, Tzad Kedusha, Tzad Tum'ah. Holiness, impurity. Holiness, impurity. And so if everything is holiness or impurity, it's very easy for us to choose holiness. Why impurity? So let's say we want to choose holiness, purity. Well, as you could see, when we learn the halachot of Kohanim, that they have to be on a high state of purity all the time because they eat terumah, they eat all these things. Well, one thing jumps to your eyes, or at least my eyes, right away. It means they need to have awareness. They need to be aware of what they're doing. When you're aware of what you're doing, you need to be very responsible about your actions. Not to do the wrong thing. To be very careful. To be careful takes discipline. Discipline requires commitment. You can't be disciplined without making a commitment. You can't become disciplined without having an awareness. People don't want to become holy. In theory, everybody thinks they are. But practically speaking, it takes tremendous amount of discipline to follow all these things, to be there, to have the commitment, to stick to it all the time, not to divert, to stay on the path, to do what needs to be done. And I'm not saying don't ask questions, but to be on this path is a tremendous amount of discipline. Unfortunately, in today's day and age, one thing for sure you're not being required is discipline. Society outside says, do whatever you want, don't give an account for anything, no discipline, do what you want. If you have discipline, you can elevate yourself. You cannot become the best at something without discipline. The only thing you could become the best in, or maybe the best, is in wasting your life. You know, as they say, every man dies, but not every man lives. Wasting your time, doing the wrong thing. There's always, again, somebody's going to be better. Maybe you can be like right up there. If you want to be good in painting, it takes discipline. You want to be good in playing a guitar, it takes discipline. You want to be good in martial arts, take discipline. It takes a lot of discipline to get up every day at 6 o'clock in the morning, to put your hour or two in the morning, to put another hour minimum. I mean, for 3 hours, you have to put at least 3 hours a day to become good 10 years from now. If you're going to take the magic number of 10,000 hours to become an expert at something, to become good, I wouldn't say expert, to become good at something, take 10,000 hours, divided it by the amount of 365, which will be the years, take up Shabbatot, take up Chagim, and see how much time you would actually need to put every single day. If you want to do it, it will take you about I don't know, 10 years, 7 years. Do you have the discipline to put into something, to do it for 7 years, every single day? Yahareg v'bal ya'avor. Even learning Gemara, there are people who are, listen, you don't need to go far to look at the amount of talent that people have there in the world. Go look at Instagram. There's some people who do things. I think Instagram is a tremendous tool to appreciate the talent that people have. I mean, you can't believe how talented people are. From doing woodwork to painting to whatever you want. It's crazy. You're saying, oh my goodness, people are so talented. But yet nobody becomes good at something because they don't want to put the hours. You have to put the hours. You have to put the discipline. The only way for you to reach a level of kedusha, of holiness, is you have to commit yourself. You have to dedicate your effort, your life, to put yourself on a path to do the right thing all the time. Not slacking. Don't give yourself a break. You gotta have a break. 6 feet under. Don't give yourself shortcuts. Shortcuts is a way to become impure. Don't take shortcuts. Don't take shortcuts. Do what needs to be done. Whether it's learning Gemara or lehavdil or anything else that you do. No shortcuts. Put in the time. People love chaos. People are in love with chaos because it allows them not to commit to anything. People don't want order because if you have order, you have to commit yourself to laws, to certain things, and so on and so forth. And we are trying to create chaos in our lives and everything. Look at what's going on outside in the world. It's all about chaos, not about stability. Together with chaos comes impurity, comes tum'ah. Kedusha, look at Beit HaMikdash. Beit HaMikdash, things had to be done every day and a certain time. Whether it's lighting the candles in the menorah, whether it's bringing the korbanot, whether it's everything. A life of a Jew that needs to dedicate himself to become holy as he can become, starts with a routine, with discipline to get up every morning, to put tefillin on between this time and this time. You eat a certain amount. It's not about controlling, it's about creating stability in your life, creating order in your life. We know how much would take to be a shiur or an amount for seudah, how much would require a bracha, how much I don't require a bracha. What does require? These are all steps in the ladder to create yourself a path going up. If you want to do whatever you want to do, which today it is, and there are very many what called shomer Torah mitzvot people that want chaos, and they do so for whatever reason. They like chaos, and then they're going to call you names. You're this kind of phobic, and you're other kind of phobic, and you're other this. Call me whatever you want. You can call me Al for all I care. I don't really care. But don't tell me you're holy, doing all these crazy things, creating chaos in the world. So if you have somebody who tells you, come, learn, do the right thing, let's get up in the morning, stick to the person like this. Somebody tells you, let's party, stay out of it. Chazal knew it. Chazal says it's better to go to the house of mourning than to go to a house of party. At least in mourning, when somebody is mourning, you can't come and do whatever you want. There's a certain rituals that you have to go. When you're going to Bet HaMishteh, you're going to a party house, it's all free for all. You need to examine yourself, and before you examine yourself, you need to ask yourself, what path do I want my life to be on? That would determine who is going to be your spouse, how your children are going to be, who you would be. Once you decide, I want to be as holy as I can, create yourself a calendar, create yourself a flow chart, and put down every, if you, I'm not saying become completely OCD about this or control freak, but any slots, anywhere between 15 to half an hour slots, you have 24 hours in a day, divided into 15 minutes each slot, or half an hour each slot, and you know exactly what you're doing during this time. So if you forgot, you're going back right away. You create order in your life. If you want to create chaos, that's fine. But one thing for sure, holy you are not going to be. Have a nice day.